PVs, or promotion videos, are an important part of the Love Live experience. This is where we get the first look at the girls in action before the anime begins. The PVs give our first songs for each of the groups and helps establish a foundation for a new generation. The first PV is important to getting the group to start off right. The first impression doesn't necessarily make or break a group, but it does help get people interested into the new group. In this video, I'll be looking at the first PV for each group, and yes, I'll be including Saint Snow, as technically they did get a PV. The songs that I'll be looking at will be Bokura Life Kimi no Life by Muse, Kimi no Kokoro wa Kagayaiteru Kai by Aqours, Tokimeki Runners by Nijigaku, Dazzling White Town by Saint Snow, and Hajimariwakimi no Sora by Liella. I will be comparing the songs themselves and not the visuals, as because, well, one came out in 2010 and another came out in 2021. It's not fair to compare the earliest Love Live animation to modern animation, so I'll just be focusing on the audio and ranking based on how much I enjoy the song today. And besides, who will want to compare someone to their self a decade ago anyways? With this out of the way, let's rank these songs according to my opinions. In 5th place, I put Bokura Life Kimi no Life. So Bokura Life Kimi no Life is the very first Love Live song. It was released back in August 2010, and that kind of shows. And it's not just because it's an old song that I decided to give it last place, because I do appreciate a lot of the older songs, but this song in particular kind of has a strong lack of solos, and it's mostly just Honoka when it comes to the solos. Yes, there is one for Ellie and Kotori, but this composition shows the lack of appreciation for other girls. It feels like it's mostly a Honoka song, but I don't think that was necessarily the intention. Maybe it was, but this was literally their first Love Live song, so it's not necessarily fair to judge them on that because they're still figuring things out and what the group was going to be. Nevertheless, I still would have liked to have more solo parts in the song, or rather, less parts of the song being the whole group singing, as that lacks a lot of vocal variation, and that just dulls the overall listening experience. Listen to any modern Love Live song and you'll quickly notice how different the variations are nowadays. There are often solos and small units of 3, not necessarily a subunit, but a group of 3, and then the whole group singing. So you can see there are parts where it's just one person singing, 3 people singing, or maybe it's 2, and then the whole 9. And that makes it a lot more interesting to listen to. They started doing this pretty quickly with the second single, with Simulation, and you can kind of notice the difference in the listening experience. Now, this isn't me saying that this is a bad song or that I don't like it. That's far from the case. It's still a great song to this day, and the fact that it still ages well to this day is truly impressive. But since the solos are mostly just Honoka, it feels like a Honoka plus the other girls rather than a Muse song. This was the first time we got to meet the girls in animated form, which was great to see, but we were left wondering what each other girl's voices sound like, since they kind of didn't really sing by themselves, and that was truly unfortunate. They could at least done more variation with the voices, with duets or trios in there, but alas, that wasn't the case. Overall, the song is still very good to this day. It's still in my top 100 or so, but the newer songs shine much brighter. In 4th place, I have Kimi no Kokoro wa Kagayaiteru Kai, or Is Your Heart Shining, came out in October 2015. The song itself is pretty good. Like Bokura Life Kimi no Life, the art style wasn't finalized quite there yet, but it wasn't as much of a big gap. But again, we're not looking at the art style here. This song nails a lot of the check marks for me, and yes, it definitely has that Love Live feeling that many other songs have. And again, this does have the same problem as Bokura Life Kimi no Life, as it has the lack of solos, with literally 0 solos in this song. But I honestly like that the song has echoes in it, as the echoes add another layer to the song. I really like how they slow down in this section of the song. It isn't a massive difference, but it makes a large impact for me, as that makes me want to listen to all parts of the song rather than listening to a song that has the same part repeated more or less 3 times. That little differentiation, although not great, makes me enjoy the song a lot more. The song still holds up very well to this day, even though it's 6 years later, but I feel like solo parts would also still have really helped a lot. We are getting solo version of the song, finally, after 6 years, but that is such a long time to wait for this. Still, it's still very enjoyable to listen to it at this day, and I enjoy the energy of this song. This was the start of Aqours, and it's amazing that they're still going to this day, and it's just great to see how much they've changed since then. In third place, I put Hajimariwakimi no Sora by Liella. So all this song is relatively new. I come to like the song more and more as time goes on, and my ranking isn't official on this, and it's definitely close to a lot of the songs around it, so in the future perhaps it won't be third place. But still, this is a pretty good song. It's grown on me, and it truly feels different to the other first PV songs that all the other groups have. Those songs were all fast and cheery, that very typical Love Live style that a lot of the other songs have, I guess minus Saint Snow, but this one's still very good. The other songs tend to be fun, singable, catchy, joyful, bright, danceable, that kind of music style that dominates most of the other group's songs. However, this song isn't quite like that. Not that I can't say a lot of those for that, but I still find this having a different feeling. First off, since this group is a group of 5, we do get to experience the voices of every girl more, which actually didn't happen until Tokimeki Runners. But this gives the girls more time as they get to show off their voices, again because less members, more time to give them solos. Of course, the group leader Kano does get more solo parts than the rest of the girls, but each girl at least gets 2 lines, so it gives us a sample of their voice and just more than a single sample. And honestly, I really do appreciate that, and that's why I kind of gave it the edge over the first 2 songs that I put in this list. The song is fun and singable like many other songs, but this also has a feeling that it has a story to tell more so than the other songs. I could feel the passions in their voices as they sing in harmony, and although yes, the PV definitely illustrates a bit of the story, the song also really builds on that. While my opinions aren't exactly fully formed on this song yet, and this definitely has not stand the test of time, which is another factor I like to put in how I rank songs, this song does a lot of things right, and I have to give it credit for that. I really do appreciate them for putting solo parts in the song, as I was really hoping that we would be able to hear their voices before this was to come out, and that has become a reality. And that is something I wish they'd done in the first 2 PVs for the first 2 groups. So I can really see that these girls can bring a lot to Love Live. I have been enjoying their voices a lot so far, and it just makes me feel like this new experience is going to be something great, and I'm really anxious to learn more what they can bring.
Don't stop dreaming.
In second place, I have Dazzling White Town by Saint Snow. Am I seriously about to put Saint Snow in this list? Well, yes, I mean, you already saw that coming. But I honestly do think Saint Snow needs more appreciation, and this definitely helps. This is far from Saint Snow's first song, but technically this is still their first PV, so why not? And I think we should always have more discussions about Saint Snow if possible. So this came out in August 2020, and this song is akin to their style, but man, is this a fun song. And this has come from someone who really doesn't listen to Saint Snow music like that often at all. The beat is very catchy, and I just love how the jazz spices up the instrumentals and the verses. The 2 girls have a great dynamic with each other, and the rap was definitely powerful. If I have one complaint, and my one big main complaint is in the chorus, they keep repeating the phrase "we love music." In one chorus, they repeat it 4 times. And I get the idea of repetition to drive a point, but 4 times in a row, in every single line, they're going to say that exact same phrase? That's a bit annoying to me. But if it was just one chorus, that wouldn't be too bad. But they do this in every single chorus. So when you do it, you get a lot of them in the end. And in the final chorus, they do it 6 times, in case you thought 4 wasn't enough. So that actually comes with 14 times. Well, actually it's 15, because they actually end with that phrase as well towards the end. But, 15, that's a lot of repetition, and that just feels too much for me. But regardless, this is a lively experience that brings the best out of Saint Snow, and it's a great job done by Saint Snow, and I can't wait to see if they get more PVs in the future.
Come on.
And for my favorite first PV out of them all is Tokimeki Runners by Nijigaku. Tokimeki Runners came out in November of 2018, which honestly, it doesn't feel like that was that far away, but you know, that's almost 3 years ago at this point. There were actually 2 PVs. There's one for the All-Stars promotion, and there's the traditional PV. We technically look into traditional PV, but we're not even looking at the PV anyways. And also there is a Chapter 17 version in the All-Stars game, but we'll just be focusing on the original song. This one starts out like the others with all the girls singing together, but finally in the second verse we actually get solos, which, keep in mind, this was actually the first time in the first PV that we actually got to listen to the solo voices of all the girls, which was greatly appreciated. Each girl gets their own line, which honestly, it just makes that much more fun to listen to. The vocal variations are great, and I've been wanting this for a while. Each of their personality gets injected into the song, and it makes it a lot more interesting to listen to. My favorite part of the song is after the second chorus. This part is so fun to listen to, and visually, it's very pleasing. I still regularly listen to the song, but I'll admit it wasn't as much as I used to do before. That's probably because I was so excited for the new group back then. It was such a cool experience when the song was new, but now Nijigaku has so many more group songs to offer in general, and I don't feel as attached to this one as I used to be. Still an excellent song, but I will admit I probably overrated it a little back then. But it was just a great joy to see all the girls come together. Honestly, going over these songs shows how much care and effort they put into their first PV. Most of the time, it's a group's first impression, and they have to make sure they leave a strong, positive impact. For me, they very much did that. Each one of these songs are high quality, and I still enjoy them a lot to this day. Many of the songs are pretty close in terms of how much I like it, and it was really difficult to judge what I liked more. Hajimariwakimi no Sora is likely to change the most, as this song is still relatively new, but I can tell we got a good song by Liella, and I really look forward to what they have. But let me know what you guys think of these songs. Which song has impacted you the most, and if out any of these songs, do you still listen to them? Especially in cases for Bokura no Life, Kimi to no Life, and Kimi no Kokoro wa Kagayaiteru Kai, which are definitely a bit older to this day. Let me know about that in the comments below. If you wish to rank these songs very much like I did, I made a poll where you can rank the songs from 1 through 5, where 1 being your favorite and 5 being your least favorite. At the end, I have the PVs linked if you wish to watch to PV to help make your decision. The link to the poll is in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and a shout out to CoolMax for supporting this channel. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to catch you guys in another video soon.